Imagine this. Just one sentence, a handful of perfectly chosen words, could unlock a connection so deep it sparks instant attraction. Not because of how you look or what you have, but because those words resonate with her emotions in a way she can't shake off. Picture her leaning in, her smile growing, seeing you in a whole new light, not because you tried to impress her, but because you spoke her language. Today, I'm revealing 6 powerful phrases rooted in emotion and timeless human psychology. These aren't tricks. They're tools to help you build real connections. If you're ready to stop chasing and start inspiring, hit subscribe. Together, we'll unlock something incredible. 1. You have a unique way about you. I like that. This single sentence holds immense power. Think about it for a moment. Most compliments women hear throughout their lives focus on surface-level things like physical appearance. Words like, "you're so pretty," or "you look stunning," might bring a smile to her face, sure. But they're words she's probably heard dozens, if not hundreds of times before. They don't strike a chord deep within because they lack depth and originality. Most importantly, they don't make her feel truly seen. But then out of nowhere you say this one phrase, "You have a unique way about you. I like that." It's almost like everything stops for a moment. Why? Because it taps into that part of her soul that craves to be appreciated for who she is rather than what she looks like. It's subtle. It's mysterious. And most importantly, it feels real. This phrase isn't just a compliment. It's recognition. Recognition that she's more than what the world might reduce her to. When you say it, her mind will start to whirl. She'll think, what did he notice about me? Was it something I said? The way I laughed? The way I told that story? Why do I stand out to him? That inner questioning creates a loop in her mind, a loop that won't close easily. And as she's trying to piece it together, you'll become embedded in her thoughts, not in a forced way, but because you've sparked something inside her soul. The beauty of this line lies in its simplicity, but also in its delivery. You can't use it randomly, nor should you throw it out in a generic manner. Timing is everything. Wait for a moment when you feel a genuine connection. Maybe she's telling you about something that lights up her world, like a passion project or memory from her childhood. Perhaps she makes an offbeat joke, or reveals a quirky, hidden side of herself that isn't obvious to most people. That's when you lean in, not physically but emotionally, with grounded energy, and deliver the line. Here's the key to making it land with impact. When you say, "You have a unique way about you. I like that," take your time. Slow it down. Hold her gaze, but not in a way that feels intimidating or forced. Say it like you just realized it in the moment, as if it caught you off guard, in a beautiful way. Then pause. Let those words settle. Resist the temptation to explain too much or water it down. The strength of this phrase comes from its subtlety. This compliment doesn't just acknowledge her, it celebrates her essence. And here's something most people don't realize. Many women, even the ones who look confident and poised, often feel emotionally invisible. Sure, they're complimented on their external beauty, but how often are they truly seen for the way they think, how they express themselves, or the tiny things that make them, them? By saying this, you're telling her that she's special in ways even she might not fully realize yet. Over time, this one moment of recognition can build a deep emotional connection. She'll feel safe to share more of herself with you, peeling back layers she might not reveal to anyone else. She'll associate you with that rare feeling of being deeply seen. And that impact is something no flashy compliment or over-the-top gesture could ever achieve. If used authentically in the right moment, this phrase can transform the energy between you two in ways you can't imagine. 2. I like women who know what they want. This phrase is much more than just a compliment. On the surface, it sounds like you're expressing admiration. But beneath the words lies something far more profound. When spoken with confidence and intention, this sentence shifts the entire dynamic of your interaction with her. It subtly says, "I see something powerful in you, and I value it." But it also challenges her, holds her to a standard, and positions you as a man who doesn't seek to impress, but instead expresses his own clarity and preferences. Here's the thing most guys don't realize. When they're attracted to a woman, they often start subconsciously seeking her approval. They try too hard to get her to like them by agreeing with everything she says, avoiding conflict, or excessively complimenting her. While the intention might be good, the energy it creates is predictable. It's as if they're auditioning for her attention while putting her on a pedestal. This dynamic often leads to boredom because it lacks genuine emotional tension. But when you calmly, composedly say, "I like women who know what they want," you're doing something completely different. Instead of trying to gain her approval, you're expressing your preference. And that shifts the energy immediately. You're not chasing her, you're stating your standard, which inherently makes her wonder, do I fit into that standard? She'll start reflecting and asking herself, do I seem confident to him? Am I coming across as someone who knows what she wants? That curiosity naturally creates intrigue. The timing of this phrase is essential. It's most impactful when she's showcasing traits like decisiveness or boldness. Maybe she confidently orders at a restaurant, shares an opinion without hesitation, or talks about her ambitions in life. These moments are perfect opportunities to nod slightly, hold her gaze, and say softly but firmly, I like women who know what they want. Say it like you mean it, with quiet admiration. Then pause. Don't soften the impact by explaining further or following it up with something lightweight. That pause gives your words room to breathe and take root. Why does this work so well on a psychological level? Women, like everyone, admire clarity. When you articulate that you're drawn to people who are decisive and self-aware, it reflects the clarity you have in yourself. It communicates strength, inner stability, and intentionality. These are traits that not only inspire trust, but also ignite attraction on a deeper level. Here's something to be mindful of after you say it. Once those words leave your lips, you need to embody them in your actions. If she later exhibits uncertainty, indecisiveness, or inconsistency, don't bend over backward to accommodate that behavior. Stay grounded in your standards. If you chase someone who doesn't align with what you've spoken out loud, your words will lose credibility. But if you stay calm and congruent, she'll pick up on your energy. What truly makes this phrase magnetic isn't manipulation or games, it's the authenticity behind it. You're expressing what you value and allowing her to rise to that energy. That dynamic creates a natural pull, a kind of emotional gravity that makes her want to show up differently. Not because you're asking her to, but because she feels internally motivated to meet that standard. Over time, this approach will foster trust, mutual respect, and intrigue. She'll remember how steady and clear you were about what you value, making her more invested in the connection. And in a world where so many interactions are coated with flattery or superficial gestures, standing rooted in principles like this makes you unforgettable. 3. That's what I like most about you. Sometimes, it's not the complexity of words, but the simplicity of genuine acknowledgement that leaves the deepest mark. That's what I like most about you. These 6 words might appear ordinary on the surface, but in the right moment, they carry a kind of emotional gravity that's both rare and irresistible. This phrase isn't meant to blend in with generic compliments. It isn't one of those overused lines designed to flatter without substance. Instead, it's an opportunity to show her that you're paying attention in a way most people never do. Think about it. Women are constantly complimented on their looks. You're beautiful, or you have a great smile, might put a temporary spark in her day, but they're not memorable. She's heard it all before, and while there's value in appreciating physical beauty, those kinds of compliments rarely touch something deeper. They don't create an emotional connection because they're focused on the surface. True attraction is built when someone feels seen for who they are beneath the exterior. Now imagine this instead. She's talking about her career, opening up about the reasons she loves what she does. Maybe she gets animated when describing her role in helping others, or when sharing the passion behind one of her goals. Or perhaps she shares something vulnerable, like a personal obstacle she overcame. These authentic moments, when she's revealing a bit of her soul to you, that's when you say it. You lock eyes with her, and in a grounded, calm voice you say, "That's what I like most about you." The way you care so deeply, or the way you light up when talking about your ambitions. That's rare. The key here isn't just in what you say, but how you say it. Your tone must carry sincerity, not overinflated flattery. There should be a quiet conviction in your voice, as if you're discovering something important about her in that moment. And then you pause. Don't rush to fill the silence. That pause is where the magic happens. It gives her time to feel the weight of your words and reflect on the truth behind them. Here's why this phrase is so powerful. It goes beyond recognition. It's a mirror, reflecting back to her something she often doesn't hear or doesn't even realize about herself. It leaves an imprint, not because it's extravagant or poetic, but because it feels earned. You've shown that you see her authenticity, her passion, her essence. And for many women, this level of being emotionally seen is an incredibly rare and unforgettable experience. The beauty of this phrase is its versatility. It's not a line you throw around lightly. You save it for meaningful moments, specific to who she is and what she shows you. Its impact is directly tied to your ability to be present, to truly listen, and to notice. Observing her essence when others only see the surface is what separates you from the crowd. When this is done right, it does more than just make her feel appreciated. It shifts the dynamic. She starts to connect with you emotionally. She associates you with a feeling of recognition, of being deeply understood. And that feeling? It becomes magnetic, embedding you in her thoughts long after the conversation ends. 4. I don't know if you can handle me. This phrase is bold in its simplicity. When used thoughtfully, these words pack a punch, not as a challenge issued out of arrogance, but as an invitation to curiosity. Think about what it communicates. I don't know if you can handle me subtly shifts the dynamic, breaking away from the typical interaction where someone might try too hard to be likable, agreeable, or easygoing. Instead, this phrase positions you as someone with depth, complexity, and standards. It sets the tone that you're not trying to win anyone over. You're simply expressing, "There's more to me than meets the eye." Too often, in dating dynamics, men work hard to make themselves accessible. They package themselves neatly, divulging every detail quickly, in a hope that by being open and unthreatening, they'll secure approval. But what happens when all the mystery is stripped away? Curiosity diminishes, and without it, the spark of attraction tends to fade. Now imagine a different scenario. She teases you, maybe playfully boasting about how fearless or self-assured she is. This is your moment. You relax, maybe leaning back slightly, a playful smile tugging at the corner of your mouth, and you say it with calm confidence. I don't know if you can handle me. Then you pause. You don't explain, you don't rush forward. You allow the silence to hang between you like an invisible thread of tension. What you're doing here is reconfiguring the dynamic. Instead of seeking her approval, you're inviting her curiosity. You're letting her wonder. What does he mean? What makes him think I might not be able to handle him? Is he driven, unpredictable, passionate, or intense in ways I can't see yet? The ambiguity of this phrase sparks questions and intrigue, drawing her deeper into the conversation. But here's the thing. For this to work, the words are only part of the equation. The other half lies in the way you carry yourself. Saying, I don't know if you can handle me, is powerful only if you back it up with calm poise and self-assured energy. Avoid over-explaining or throwing out qualifiers that dilute your message. Your actions need to reflect someone who's confident, complex, and at peace with being misunderstood by those who don't take the time to truly know you. This phrase works not because of what it says directly, but because of what it implies. It speaks of layers beneath the surface, depth waiting to be uncovered. It suggests that not everyone gets to access the truest version of who you are. And that leaves her leaning in, curious to see if she's the exception. And here's the best part. When she steps up to meet that challenge, she becomes more emotionally invested. Rather than pulling back and retreating, she leans into the mystery, wanting to uncover the meaning behind your words. This phrase flips the typical energy of pursuit. Instead of you chasing, she finds herself leaning forward, engaging more fully, and wondering how to step into the space you've created. When used sparingly and with intention, this phrase becomes an anchor for attraction. It taps into one of the most alluring dynamics of human connection, the interplay of curiosity, challenge, and emotional vulnerability. By expressing it at the right moment with authentic confidence, you create an emotional gravity that makes her want to explore what lies beneath the surface. 5. I'm not that easy. At first glance, this phrase might seem like a playful, almost cheeky line, but when used with intention, I'm not that easy is anything but trivial. It's a subtle, yet profoundly impactful statement about your value and how you see yourself. When you say it, you're not just throwing out a clever comeback or flirting for the sake of it. You're sending a clear, unspoken message that you're a man who knows his worth. Think about what happens when most men encounter an attractive woman. A simple compliment or smile from her is often all it takes for them to cascade headfirst into the chase. They overextend, eager to please, hoping to secure her approval. And in doing so, they unknowingly flip the power dynamic. She becomes the prize, the one deciding whether or not to grant approval, and they diminish into just another guy trying to impress her. But the man who responds with, I'm not that easy, disrupts this dynamic entirely. He creates a moment of intrigue, even a moment of surprise. Why? Because he's not letting his guard down at the first sign of attention. He's not tripping over himself to gain her favor. Instead, he's calm, poised, and self-assured. When delivered with the right energy, the phrase quietly asserts that you're selective, that your attention is earned, not freely given. And that kind of discipline? It's magnetic. The way a woman responds to this phrase says it all. Her smile might linger a little longer. Her eyes might search yours for a deeper hint of meaning behind your words. because you didn't break your frame. You offered something rare. The beauty of "I'm not that easy" is that it's both lighthearted and layered. On the surface, it feels playful. Maybe she's teasing you with a flirtatious joke. Or perhaps she's testing the waters with a bold comment, expecting you to melt. Most men might stumble or nervously laugh. You, however, look her in the eye with a calm, confident smile and say it. Softly, deliberately, and with just a touch of humor, "I'm not that easy." And here's the secret sauce: the pause. After you say it, don't rush. Don't backpedal or feel the need to explain yourself. Just leave the words there hanging in the air. That moment of silence is where her mind starts spinning. Did he really just say that? Is he serious? And why doesn't he seem fazed by me? The mystery you create with this pause is critical. It ignites a spark of curiosity within her. It suggests that you have boundaries, standards, and that you're not a man who's easily swayed by pretty words or alluring glances. Instead of being reactive, you're showing that you choose how to engage, and that creates emotional tension, which, when done right, is a powerful attractor. For this to work, though, you need to live the message behind it. "I'm not that easy" isn't just something you say. It's something you embody. It's the mindset of knowing your time, energy, and attention are valuable. It's not about being cold or closed off. It's about having enough self-respect to set a high bar for who gets to share your space and energy. When you live this truth daily, the phrase won't just sound good, it will carry real weight. And here's the most important part. That energy of self-assured selectiveness? It signals to the right kind of woman that you're different. You're a challenge, not a game-playing challenge, but a man with depth who requires effort to truly know. And that challenge, if she's intrigued enough to take it, creates an emotional connection far stronger than generic compliments or over-the-top gestures. The next time the opportunity arises, try it. When she tests the dynamic or leans into the flirtation, hold your ground. Smile just enough to keep it playful and deliver this line. Its impact is quiet but undeniable, planting a seed of intrigue and setting you apart from the rest. 6. You're trouble, aren't you? This phrase is disarmingly bold, but when delivered with tenderness and playfulness, it creates an atmosphere of emotional electricity. "You're trouble, aren't you?" isn't just a clever comment. It's an invitation for her to step into her energy, to own her personality, and to playfully challenge the dynamic between the two of you. The magic of this phrase lies in its layered meaning. On the surface, it's fun, cheeky, even flirtatious. But beneath that light-hearted sparkle, it suggests that you can see through to the spark in her character that sets her apart. You're saying, "I see you, and I'm intrigued." This moment of recognition often opens a door to deeper connection because it speaks to her multidimensional nature. The delivery of this line is key. Timing matters. You don't throw it out casually or without context. Instead, you save it for a specific moment, when she's teasing you, daring you, or revealing a playful, mischievous side of herself. Maybe she makes a bold joke, challenges your opinion, or confidently takes control of a situation. That's when you look at her with a warm smile and say, "You're trouble, aren't you?" in a tone that's both appreciative and full of curiosity. The tone here is critical. It shouldn't be accusatory or overly serious. Instead, the phrase should feel like an inside joke between the two of you, something only you share in this moment. That shared moment creates a bond and adds a layer of depth even within a playful interaction. But here's the real genius behind this phrase. It subtly shifts the dynamic. By calling her trouble in a way that's more admiration than critique, you're hinting that she's someone who challenges you, someone who adds excitement to your world, and at the same time, it positions you as a man who's strong enough to meet the challenge she brings. This unspoken exchange creates a balanced tension where mutual curiosity drives the conversation forward. When she hears this, she might laugh or playfully protest, "Me? Trouble?" But internally, she's smiling. Why? Because you've just given her a compliment that's layered with intrigue. You've acknowledged her spirit, confidence, and uniqueness in a way that doesn't feel rehearsed or generic. And just like with "I'm not that easy," this line isn't about manipulation. It works because it's backed by genuine presence and authenticity. You're not trying to win her over. You're inviting her into a dynamic that's equal parts fun and meaningful. Over time, these moments of playful exchange build trust and rapport. She starts associating you with a feeling of lightness and depth, someone she can tease and laugh with, but also someone who truly sees her. That combination? Unstoppable. Ultimately, the key to any meaningful connection lies in being authentic and present in each interaction. When you embody confidence, playfulness, and intention, your words carry a power that goes beyond the surface. The line itself isn't magic. It's how you deliver it, with genuine care and a clear sense of who you are. Women are drawn to men who can balance humor with depth, creating a space where trust and attraction naturally grow. Say the right things, mean them, and pair them with actions that reinforce your character, and you'll find that true, lasting connections are well within your reach.